Hello, my name is Movingcat and welcome to a brand new series I want to do on this channel, and that is a weekly recap of what's been going on the beta server and the beta forum the last week. So this is the first episode, and my plan with these videos is to talk about what's going on, so go through the daily changelogs. I'll talk about the current events and if there are any changes to those, and then I will end by going through the spoiler section, go over everything new, and go over anything that I think will be interesting. And I do think these videos will be quite interesting, and I hope you will as well. So please leave a comment in the description what you think. This is new, as I said, so if you have any suggestions on how to improve the format, how to make it more interesting, more engaging, and all of that, please let me know. I definitely want to continue doing this weekly, but I really want your input on what you would like to see, what you would like to see more of, what you would like to see less of, and so on. So first thing I will do is that I will go over the changelog, and then I will go over the spoilers later on. So let's go through the daily changelog for the last week. So on Monday, not too much interesting. We did get one small bug fix. So if you didn't know, in this current event that we have, you have these incidents here, similar to what you have in the spring event, for example, with the cherry trees. This one will give you some event currency. And okay, it seems like they haven't fixed it, so that's a fail. When you clicked on them, you would get some event currency, but the pop-up wouldn't display. But if you notice here, you can see I have 162 now. When I collect, this does go up. That was supposed to be fixed, but apparently it's not fixed anymore. So it was fixed for a while, now it seems like it is a bug again, so alright, that's a fail on that part, but anyways, that's how they are supposed to work. Nothing interesting on Tuesday, nothing too interesting on Wednesday either. On Thursday we have a slightly interesting thing, again on the incidents. A while back, so not this week, but a few weeks ago, they increased the size of the town. They increased the number of expansions. They added about 70 new expansions to the grid, so a lot of new room to expand into. And they did this by doing two things. First of all, they shrunk the city a little bit, scaled everything down a little bit. They also added a fourth zoom level to compensate for this, but they did that and they added more expansion on the outer edge. So when they did that, that messed up the placement, the location of incidents a little bit, so they fixed that in this one. Now you can see that these are looking quite good, but for a while you could get them on top of these trees here, for example, and it looked kind of messed up, but not a big deal, but that's been changed. Anyways, then we come to Friday, where the biggest changes are. We got some very big or very nice additions, improvements to the 10th anniversary event. Now I have already made a video on the event, so you can check that out if you're interested. The event itself, I will be honest, is not that exciting in my opinion. It's quite alright, it's very simple. All you have to do is roll a dice, move ahead, and perhaps if you're lucky you get some rewards. Some good rewards, some daily specials, and so on. But anyways, that's how that worked. That was probably the pop-ups that I didn't get. Anyways, so one thing, or they did a lot of changes to the event, or improvements to the event, and that's really nice. So originally you had two blank tiles on the board. So originally, two of these tiles here were blank. So here, for example, and here, they would be blank. They didn't have any rewards. So they removed those and replaced them by two more chests. And these chests are where you can get the daily special, as well as some other rewards that we have in most events. So some units, some resources, buildings, and so on. So that's kind of like when you have the choose of 3 minigames, these chests are kind of like those. So they improved that. They also improved or increased the number of chests you have on the board. So previously there were a few fewer chests on the board. That meant you had a lower chance of landing on a chest, which meant a lower chance of getting the daily special. And all of that resulted in it being a very low amount of daily specials that you could get from this event. So on average, you were looking at probably somewhere between 4 and 7 daily specials through the event, which is quite low. So with these changes, that brings it up to around 10, 11 on average, which is definitely a very nice improvement. And actually one more thing they improved was that they increased the chance of getting a daily special in these chests. So originally these were quite a bit lower. They were between 7 and 9, I believe. These small chests there, they are now between 13 and 14, as you can see. So a very nice improvement there. And these big chests, or rare chests, they have been increased to 16% each for these. So that is a very nice improvement, and that combined with the increased number of chests should bring the average number of daily specials from this event to somewhere around 10. So that's quite a nice improvement. Another improvement they made is that in the corner here, you can see that we get a present. Previously you could get either a Grand King level 1, Grand King upgrade kit, the attack boost, or forge point. But now, instead of the possibility of getting either the level 1 or the upgrade building, now you get a Grand King selection kit instead. They did, however, lower the chance of getting the Grand King and Grand Queen selection kit. These alternate, so that was a little bit odd. Hopefully they do change that, because previously you had, I believe it was a 40% chance of getting the level 1 building, a 40% chance of getting the upgrade kit, so 80% in total to get the Grand King, but now it's down to 50, so that's a little bit odd, but hopefully they do change that. Now, another thing they did was that they added, or they improved the rewards a little bit from this daily goal chest. So here, if you pass this daily goal, this thing here, with your player, you would get this chest, which have a chance of the daily special, some paper money, as well as some forge points, and the forge point number was improved a little bit, not too big of a deal. And they also improved the incidents a little bit. You could get one where you got 3 paper money, the event currency, but now that is removed, so now the lowest is either 5 or 10, and they also apparently increased the chance or rate of the incidents appearing, so that's very nice. Now, one thing that I also want to mention about this event, let me see if I can get it live. No, okay, but one of the people on my Discord server sent me this with the cherry set. So I'm pretty sure this was an update or included in the update, because nobody had seen the cherry set as far as I could see previously. But yeah, now this was a daily special switch, so that means that it will be a daily special someday during the event, and that's very nice for people like me who like the cherry set. Of course, there are quite a lot of other good buildings as well, but for people in lower ages, for example, it's definitely not a bad option. So yeah, it's nice, very nice that that is returning, because this event is most likely replacing the spring event. And there are a few reasons we believe that. First of all, we have a lot of previous spring event buildings in the among the daily specials. So that's one reason. Another reason is that in the spoiler section, we have no information about the spring event, but as you saw in the beginning, we now have information about the Archaeology event. So let's move on to that. We don't really have a lot of information yet, but we do know the main building, or the reward buildings, which is a new building set. And the keen-eyed viewer out there might recognize this. Not the style of the building or anything like that, but this shape is actually the full set rotated 90 degrees. So this building here seems to be 3x4, or it is 3x4, which is a rotated barn from the full set, so rotated 90 degrees. Here we have 3 buildings that are 2x3, so 2x3 and 2x3. In the full set, we have 3 buildings that are 3x2, so it's the same dimensions as the full set, simply rotated 90 degrees. Now, we don't have any stats on these yet, so we don't know if they will be any good, but that means that we do have quite a bit of knowledge on what are good designs with these pieces here, so it'll definitely be interesting to see if we can use the same designs from the fall set and apply them to this set here. But that we'll have to see what these give. I hope that these are, well, I hope that they are good, but I do hope that they are different in a sense. So, for example, in the fall set, one of the 3x2 buildings give attack, and the 2x2 building gives attack. But here it would be interesting if, for example, these gave attack, and these gave forge points and so on, for example, that was flipped around. Or, for example, one of these gave attack and one of the 2x3 ones gave attack, and so on. So that would be interesting. Another thing I think would be interesting is if the main building is a good one. So in the barn set, the main building is all right, but definitely not good for attack. So it would be very interesting if here, instead of the minor pieces or the fields equivalents, if they are all right, but the main building is good. That would be interesting. Would make for some interesting designs as well. So I'll definitely stay tuned for that. And when this event comes on beta, which is probably, it's not for another couple of weeks at least, but when this comes on beta, I will update my tool and add these to the tool with the stats, and we can play around with them, trying to get some, or trying to make some good designs. Alright, one final thing I want to talk about, and that is the Space Age Jupiter Moon. And now one thing that most people probably don't know about, but when they release a new age, they did this last year and I think previous years as well, they create a temporary new world on the beta server and they send out a sign-up post for some players on the beta server. We don't know the condition for getting this, but no, not many get it, at least not many that I know of. But some people on the beta server will get a mail where they can sign up for beta testing of the new age, where they will get a new city that they can play around in this age for just temporarily. And apparently the sign up for that ended February the 28th, so ended last week. So that means that the Space Age Jupiter should be right around the corner. Ninja Aldin here believes it is 10th of March. That seems plausible to me. So on this Thursday we might actually see the new age, so coming up very soon. It is not guaranteed, it might be later on, but I'm pretty sure that within a week or two, or at most 3 weeks, we should have the new Space Age Jupiter Moon on the beta server, and it'll be very interesting to see how that is and if it is anything good. Personally, I am very skeptical of what we know so far. I've gone over that in my previous videos. Another reason why I am skeptical is the new Great Building. We don't have a lot of information yet, but we do have some indication that it will not be that great. So we do know one of the boosts, and I say one of, because we don't know if this is the only boost we know of, but it might have another boost, but here goes. At the moment, what we know is that the Space Age Jupiter Moon Great Building will, for the first number of collections in your main city containing special goods, you collect a certain amount of more special goods after reaching the Arctic future. So, after reaching the Arctic future, with this great building, when you collect the Arctic Harbor or the Oceanic Terminal or special goods synthesizers in the space ages, you collect some more special goods. So this is a building that will produce more special goods. Now that might be good for a few people if you are, for example, in the future era and want to move through the Arctic future, Oceanic future, space ages and so on as quickly as possible. This might be a good help, helping you get some goods. But outside of that, it's a very niche building, especially as it only works on special goods synthesizers after you move up to the space ages, or in addition to these. But for space age special goods, it only works on synthesizers. And what that means is that it only works on previous era space age special goods. So if you are in space age Venus right now and are moving up, it will only help you get Space Age Venus special goods and below. It will not help you get the newest special good for the Space Age Jupiter Moon. So that means that for people moving into the age, it will not be very interesting, not be very helpful, unless you haven't been collecting goods the last year. So it will not really be interesting for established players who are in the latest age. Also for people below Arctic Future, it will, for the first number of collections in your city containing supplies, you collect some more supplies before, in any age before reaching the Arctic future. So before you reach the Arctic future, it'll be another building to boost supplies. So I'm not sure if it works exactly like the lighthouse, for example. I believe this might be, instead of increasing the chance or increasing the production, it might give you a specific amount of supplies instead. Don't quite know, but yeah, it's simply a supply booster before the Arctic future, and I don't really think that is very helpful to most people. You have the lighthouse if you are in a low age, and if you are already buying goods to increase your supply production, then the Himeji is probably a much better option. So I don't think it'll be good for supply productions, and I don't think it'll be good for established players in the later space ages because it doesn't produce current age special goods. So the only place where I see this being helpful is for people in the future era planning to get through Arctic Future and above as quickly as possible. And I don't think that's a very big percentage of the population of players. So yeah, hopefully this is not the only bonus. If this, for example, is paired with an attack boost or something like that, then it would definitely be an interesting building. If it was paired with, I don't know, forge points, it might be good. But if this is the only boost it has, the only thing it gives, then that is not very appealing in my opinion. But yeah, we don't really know more about that yet, so we do have to wait, and we will hopefully learn later on in this week if they do indeed release the Space Age Jupiter Moon on the Beta Forum this week. So, I think with that I will end this video. Hopefully you found this format interesting, but please let me know in the comments if you have any suggestions for how to improve it. If you want me to dig deeper into some things or just skip through things a little bit quicker or whatever you think about this format, please let me know in the comments and hopefully it'll be improved for the next week. Alright, before I end this video, I would like to thank my Patreons for supporting my content and my new website. I would like to thank Homestar, Fort Prefect, Lorden, Rockin' Robin, Kim Cayley, Joshua Clark, Merrick B, Arkler, Hugo Kant von Count, Jon Fredriksen, Jude the Generous, Filda, Rush, Susan Weiss, Megarock, Rocco, Henrik Dari Klæber, Mattia, Opchi the Obsessed, Raph, and Kim. Thank you all very much for your support. Thanks for watching, take care, and I will see you in the future.